Hello and welcome everyone back to some more 70-Star League action here at GSA. We've got a pretty good matchup here. JJsrl, the very well-known Super Mario Sunshine runner, but then we've got Drogie on the other side with the Swiss flag. I am Scotch and Tie Guy. In the booth with me is Electric. How you feeling about this one, man?
I'm feeling really nice. Both these guys are really close in their gameplay level. Both tend to opt for more consistent strats overall. JJ, of course, as you said, mainly a Sunshine runner, but having picked up 64 overall goes for a lot more conservative strats than a number of top runners, but has some really good success with them. And Drogie, been around forever, of course, in D2 alongside JJ. I mean, this is like a D2 reunion almost today, and so this will be a really, really nice matchup between two like mid-top tier players. So I'm really excited to see this one. It's really up in the air on who's playing better today, honestly.
It should be noted that you know, regardless of JJ being more renowned in the Sunshine category, he has picked up SM64 and has really made a name for himself. So he's not someone to kind of, you know, sleep on in any way, shape, or form. And Drogie, like you said, really well known, has been playing this game for a while. So expecting a pretty good race here.
Yep.
And JJ going a little dark here for just a moment. Should be seeing him come back here as we're getting ready for this race to get started. Reminder, PACE 2020 coming up here in May. Make sure to get registered. Volunteer applications just opened up. If you're interested in getting your attendance fee waived and want a shot at that, you know, volunteering, make sure to go to the SmashGG website and sign up.
Yeah, I hope to see everyone there possible. It was an awesome event last year, and it's going to be even better this year. So it'll be really exciting to see everyone there possible. Drogie already taken off with Lakitu skip, really nicely done. And hopefully we'll be getting a feedback for JJ in just a moment. Not sure exactly what's going on. I think we lost some of the video feed for JJ's run. For clarification, this is a pre-recorded run. At some point previously, these two runners met up and did their race offline, and we're airing it for you now for the first time live. The commentary is, of course, live as always. So, but there must be some issue with JJ's feed. There we go, getting picked right back up. Drogie doing bomb clip really nicely, so both players off to a pretty healthy start. I think more than likely JJ just had some kind of slight internet issues or something.
Yeah, so we've got these guys pretty much synced up frame for frame here to start heading into Peach's slide. Get those guesses out in chat.
I think I'm going to have to go with a 12-8 on both sides, honestly.
That's respectable enough. I'll be doing the same.
So we got 4 12-8s from the commentary booth. A little bit unoriginal, but you know what? They might be right.
Good job hitting the corner there for Drogie. 12-6. JJ with the 12-8, though.
And JJ is the real winner here for actually sticking to the script.
Well, we'll be heading out of Peach's slide now. Into Womps. We'll be in here for a minute or so, as we are going to be grabbing every single star. Big things here. That was 100 coins and the Cannonless and Owless, obviously.
All right, let's see what star order these guys opt for. There's a lot of different opinions on how exactly you should start this stage. And so Drogie going for Owless first, and JJ as well. Drogie losing a little bit of time on his movement, and then had a pretty big wall kick there. I think he wall kicked a little bit early. Doesn't look like he's doing the Simp Owless setup where you can actually hit that with a firstie. So if you get a firstie on the normal setup, you will not go in the cage ever. So Drogie losing a little bit of time, but a pretty quick backup overall, so not the end of the run just yet. And now JJ heading up for Cannonless.
Yeah, JJ grabbing the lead here. Going to be going for that longer setup, a little bit more consistent. Like you said earlier, JJ definitely liking those consistent strats. Drogie with the texture setup, though, going to be trying to make up a second or two there, and he will.
Fair enough, Muffin. Benny is British. might be. I know he's from like those islands. He might be Irish. I'm not exactly sure. I think just English though. So we got Drogie in full cycle 100 point here, and JJ as well. Very nice movement from JJ, making the cycle very handily. Having to do that extra little kick to make sure he doesn't fall over the platform.
JJ a little awkward there on the piranha plant, having to make his way backwards to pick up that blue coin, but does just fine with it. Drogie having a little bit more difficulty with it though.
And JJ missing that 7th red on that first kick on the ending here. Let's see, Drogie is able to hit it just fine. So, all right, now Drogie's just going to pick up his last line here, and... So JJ's just one real quick star animation ahead, not very much time at all.
Yeah, keeping it close still here.
Look, Fairy, I didn't want to say the wrong name because I know some people get very particular about that. And I wasn't exactly sure if the term United Kingdom would take care of all of those islands. So that's where that term came from. Drogie diving right over the side. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that just comes from going up the tree just a little bit too far. You know, you want to do the rollout there on the edge there. But if you go just a little bit too far to the left, you're diving straight down the side of it.
That's a pretty costly mistake right there. Now JJ heading up to the top of the fortress, aiming for a fence clip, but not quite getting it, but still able to account for it really nicely. Ooh, JJ with a really nice last hit there. And Drogie hitting the fence clip. Clipping that fence with Mario can be a little bit precise. It's definitely an advanced movement tech. But whenever you hit the fence that way, it cancels Mario's dive animation, and right when you hit the ground, you're actually able to double jump. So it's a really nice way of setting up a triple jump really, really fast up that mountain.
One last star to go here on both sides of the screen.
Oh, JJ just barely kicking up on the platform, having to take the side flip back up. Oh, not quite wall kicking.
Just a little shallow. Yeah.
A Sofranizer, I think of Wave Race 64, as you should. Or more specifically, I think of that when I hear maximum power.
Drogie able to make his way up the tower cleanly, so maybe making up a second or two there off of JJ, but we're back into Peach's slide.
I think we're going to have 12 sevens on both sides. I'm going to average out. The law of averages has to work in my favor, right?
Right.
Thank you for the geographical clarification, Fairy. I really appreciate that. Okay, so got Drogie with a really, really nice dismount. JJ fitting right into that 12-7. Drogie just can't resist the appeal of the 12-6. Pascal, the run is expected to take less than 55 minutes. That's the best estimate I can give. It'll probably take an average of 50, but there could be deviations on either side of that. So some pretty decent flying from JJ, taking some pretty flattened arcs on the end. Let's see what Drogie's got here.
Drogie playing those first two really risky.
Really, really nice clean turns. Pretty decent arcs. He's definitely saved a little time over JJ in this star too.
Yeah, JJ unfortunately getting the text there. Not able to get the text. Skip Drogie with the flyby there.
Yeah, that rollout skip is incredible.
Super nice to see. We haven't seen that today yet, so Drogie pulling that off.
And it's a hard one to pull off, honestly. Like when you're trying to angle Mario as you're moving very fast, descending, like he moves very rapidly with very slight movements of the stick. So if you feel yourself if you notice that you're slightly off of your normal trajectory on the button, actually accounting for that is very difficult. Drogie having to take a massive triple jump here to try to stay on Shig's cycle. JJ missing a wall kick, more than likely ending his chance on Shig. But, and that Goomba definitely ended it, but normal cycle is still waiting. And Drogie was going to be trying for the Shia cycle under elevator movement, I think, but then ended up just deciding not to. So both players on some pretty awkward Dark World cycles, but they're making it happen, except JJ missed the 6th red. So he's going to have to go turning back around, just waiting for this platform to move over. Drogie, very nice, like, reversal of fortune there. And Drogie takes the lead with both players just having ridiculous Dark Worlds.
Wow. Yeah, it wasn't like anything big per se. It was just minor mistakes here, left and right of the screen. Ultimately, JJ feeling the brunt of it, allowing Drogie the opportunity to reclaim the lead here as we go into Bowser throws to exit Dark World.
Yeah, and like it's interesting to see how on the very end, Drogie with that extra little confidence boost got that nice side flip wall kick ending, whereas JJ went for the same thing but ended up missing it. Kind of a reflection of like how this Dark World went for both players. Like for Drogie, he was able to just own his mistakes and continue on through, but JJ definitely stumbled a fair amount here. But it's definitely not over, and I'm sure both players are thankful that they didn't end up taking a death here. So we'll see how their mentalities fare whenever they go into CCM here coming up.
Yeah, definitely a good race, swapping the lead back and forth here early. We'll hope for a little bit of more of that.
And it's still really tight.
Make our way through. Oh yeah.
Like one big pillarless mistake could easily switch this again. And Drogie getting kind of an awkward camera angle. It looks like he was actually aiming for bomb clip, but he's corrected now and he's on his way up the hill. Very nice. Oh, but JJ losing his triple jump. What's the play here? He's going to actually reclaim his momentum here. I think this is just slightly faster than the green rock that you see in the background here. You can actually triple off that and then do island hop movement, but with the wing cap, so it's free. And like that's another backup you could do there. So JJ losing even more time to a pretty unfortunate mistake. That triple jump is easy to mess up.
Well, heading into CCM now. I'm going to expect CCM 18 from both these guys. I could be wrong, though. As we're saying earlier, just two two runners who choose consistent strats over those riskier ones, and pluses are definitely risky. So taking one out of the mix is definitely going to be a lot safer than doing double plus.
JJ, interestingly, doing slide skip first, not a very common star choice. As Drogie goes for wall kicks, then penguin with a much more traditional star order. Nice moonwalk from JJ. So JJ's definitely doing CCM 18. Let's see what Drogie ends up committing to, because he hasn't quite committed to anything just yet.
JJ wall kicks will work. Drogie heading into the slide.
Wall kicks working very nicely for JJ. And so yeah, Drogie also going to be doing CCM 18, so exact same route on both sides. We'll see how that 1+ goes for both these players, though.
Really nice moonwalk there from Drogie.
Yeah, going right into the door like that without having to use the wall for the assist is pretty difficult. It takes a lot of practice getting that angle exactly right.
And for a quick explanation for those who don't understand CCM 17 versus CCM 18, what it does is...
Wait, what is Drogie doing?
HMC early, I'm going to guess, is what he's doing here. He is missing 2 stars, though.
This is such a weird decision. That's really confusing. I don't know why exactly he just did that. I think he realized just there. You saw him like slapping himself on his face cam. I think he just realized what happened. So I think HMC early has to be the play, and I think double plus as well, honestly.
We'll see how he readjusts. But as I was saying before, CCM 17 what you it is the typical route that you do for double pluses when we get into SSL. But if you're not as confident with those pluses, you go for the CCM 18 so that it keeps you from having to do 2. You only have to do 1 plus. But Drogie here, going CCM 16.
Yeah, a very uncommon route, never before seen. A live unveiling on GSA.
So we'll see what he decides on doing here, to kind of readjust. Like Electric was saying, maybe at HMC early and double pluses. Not really sure though.
Yeah, at least he does still have options, but that is a very awkward and unfortunate mistake. Juggling Geek, that is also a possible. Well, you have to get 2 extra stars at this point. Wait, no, you have to get 3 at this point. Yeah, because you have to consider if HMC early is going to be part of the mix, then the second MIP star is out, so you need 1 star to account for that, and then you need 2 more stars to account for. So. Yeah, this is so confusing. And imagine trying to like route this on the fly, trying to think of, okay, I need to do this and this and this. He's not really screwed. Like he does know 120, so he does have a plethora of stars that he has practiced at to choose from. It's just he is definitely losing time to this, which is going to be very awkward. So one definite option is to go ahead and he is still inside the pyramid, so he's good to go. Okay, he found the entrance. That's always a huge monkey ass when you don't actually go into the hole once you clip. So okay, Drogie's first plus went well. He might decide to do a second one here, and that will free up his choices without losing too much time. This is actually faster than the route that he was going to do if he chooses to do it. It looks like, okay, I don't think he's going to go for a second plus. So the biggest 3 options on the table are going to be THI Reds, SL Reds, and then Toxic Maze, as someone else in chat mentioned. So each of those 3 stars is just barely beyond the time cutoff to be in the normal 70 route. So each of those 3 is an easy candidate to go for, and he'll only lose a few seconds depending on like which one he goes for. But he'll have to get 2 out of that list for sure, and he'll have to go into HMC early. So it would definitely make sense for Toxic Maze to be one of them. Oh, grabbing the fence there, just not quite far enough to the left.
Yeah, good backup there. Fortunately, you can kind of tell that he's trying to think about the route as well as do these tricks. Not doing the double pluses, so we're definitely. I mean, we're for sure going to see HMC early. I mean, you have to do it at this point.
Yeah.
If you're going to go into DDD. So again, routing and then speedrunning at the same time definitely affecting Drogie at this point.
And now JJ going in for his first plus attempt, and it's looking good, doing the standard re-grab setup there. And he's on the pyramid. Let's see the clip, and it's good. Nice. Okay, so now Drogie going to be going for hot log rolling real quick.
Pretty simple there. Nice little bounce off of the fly guy.
And a nice ledge grab skip coming out from Drogie. Beautiful stuff.
Uh-oh.
Having some issues with the stairs, but amazingly not taking a burn. Very awkward jumps.
Yeah, and if you get caught underneath there, it's essentially a death.
And that movement is very awkward to time. Like if you're trying to do the long jump variation, you have to long jump off of a very specific part of the wooden platform. Otherwise, you may end up ledge grabbing one of those falling planks, which of course falls upon ledge grabbing. Like no matter what type of ending movement you try to do there, it is always very sketchy. JJ also log rolling, while Drogie gives 3 bullies a bath. Very, very kind man, donating his time and services to some unruly metal balls that just want to dip him right in the lava.
Yeah, really nice job getting all 3 in one go.
That's another decently hard hit. And it demonstrates kind of a weird property of Mario's hitbox, where when he's ground pounding, there's like a box around Mario that if anything gets into that box, it gets pushed a specific direction. And so like you see the bully that's behind Mario gets pushed through him basically. And that's just, it's a weird way that like the developers use to make ground pounds work in a way that players would probably want and expect without having to go through the complex physics of, okay, if it's on this side of Mario, push this way. If it's on this side, push this way. Just push everything the same way.
Well, you can see that the star count is getting significantly closer as Drogie's mistakes here downstairs are starting to kind of compile on themselves in the decision making. JJ, nice lava boost.
And Drogie's gonna go for elevator toward JJ with a little bonk, but not too dangerous. And a nice rollout to complete elevator tour.
And here we go, HMC early. As required.
And so like we said, he is going to, in addition to the 2 stars he missed in CCM, because he has to do this, he's missing out on 1 more star from MIPS. And we haven't seen any backup stars yet, and there's the dive into the pit. That star, like, when you get the triple jump wall kick, you aren't guaranteed enough height to always make that. If you wall kick off the same spot, sure, you will always have enough height, but like there's a lot of nuance in your timing that a very slight variation in timing can cause you to hit the wall much sooner and thus lower, and so the dive won't work. If you see there, like if you put the videos side by side and frame compare, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out what the difference was between Drogie's 2 attempts there, but like if you just rely on your memory, you're probably thinking he did the same thing and it just worked this time. It's like that's the type of stuff that you have to deal with constantly in this game, where if you time something a little bit imprecisely, the game will end up making you pay for it.
Drogie continuing to work his way through HMC. You essentially won't see these 2 routes sync up until Tippy, basically.
Right.
Because JJ won't be doing HMC until just before going upstairs into Rainbow Riot and TTC.
Yeah, and their star counts won't be the best indicator because there'll be times where one player's in a very fast stage and the other player's in one that is fairly slow. So the Drogie pretty well finishing up with HMC, just a couple stars left. As JJ going to be advancing over to DDD and finally to Fire Sea. Now, it's kind of funny. JJ is actually entering Drogie's territory here as Drogie holds the single star record for chess in the current. And let's see this swimming from JJ's side. You can lose and gain a lot of time here without really realizing how. Especially because of the vortex in the middle constantly pulling you. And stuff like this is a very obvious way to lose time. So the code governing how the chests open is kind of weird. If I understand correctly, all the game is looking for is that you're facing a certain way while also making contact with the chest and moving. I could be wrong on part of that, but like that's why you're seeing these guys just aim to like go by the back corner of the chest, or like in this case the front corner, as you saw from JJ's side. Like as long as he's kind of facing towards the back of the chest and he's moving towards the chest, the game will be like, oh, okay, you opened it. And so optimizing that movement, making sure that you're cutting the corner as close as possible without leaving yourself in danger of missing a chest, while also dealing with the constant momentum of the vortex pulling you in. It makes that star more challenging to perform optimally than you might initially think. And so JJ looks like he's lining up for front sub. Let's see his cam change here, but
Yeah, the camera change.
okay,
He'll
he's
change it left. Yeah, so it's going to be rear sub.
that's a weird rear sub alignment for Mario. You normally see people align Mario on the right side of the tunnel at first. And Drogie with some nice chest movement. Gonna save a few seconds over JJ for sure there.
Yeah, we were talking about this in the last race, you know, swimming in Super Mario 64, such an underrated skill. As you can see, the difference between JJ swimming there in the chest and Drogie swimming, kind of night and day, really.
Yeah, swimming and flying both are criminally underrated. They're an art form that takes years to master. Like it is, especially flying. Like flying optimally is a very hard thing to achieve, like precisely, because like you want to use the game's natural ascension, like how it naturally tries to pull Mario up a bit. You never want to pull Mario up yourself, and like having to force yourself to forgo that degree of control in exchange for more speed is a difficult thing to teach yourself how to do. JJ already with a slight mistake on Fire Sea, but a very nice backup there. Missing a long jump, but able to back it up with a quick double jump. And a nice little fence grab there to make sure he's able to fall into the elevator hole pretty quickly. So I think he was able to rescue himself for lava boost pace, but we'll have to see if he goes for it here. And he's going on in. And it's good.
Yeah,
Nice.
just narrowly making it, getting early cycle there on the elevators as well. Really nice Fire Sea here from JJ.
Drogie is also on decent pace for Fire Sea. Let's see if he's able to hit his own lava boost here. And it's looking good. Oh yeah, very clean.
Yeah, you could see there that Drogie had a lot more room there than JJ, making it a little bit safer for him.
And Drogie had such a nice clean cycle to get through on the end too. Like the more extra room you make for yourself in Lava Boost, the better the resulting cycle on that third level will end up being.
Now, as these guys head out of Fire Sea, it's just a reminder, you know, the route differentiation here, it is deceptive. It looks like Drogie is really close behind JJ right now, or even ahead because of the star count, but it's very deceptive. We'll get a better idea after JJ's done with HBC.
It's always unfortunate when it takes a moment to know where the players are in relation to each other, but it's just what happens, especially with that like just weird mental mistake that Drogie made.
And as JJ makes his way upstairs, just as a reminder, make sure to check out Pace 2020 coming at you here in May. Seen the link dropped a couple times at smash.gg/pace. Get your tickets if you can go. Of course, volunteer applications have just opened. The schedule is now live. Get ready for that.
Okay, so Drogie finishing up Manta Ray, kind of interesting. He decided to wait for after Fire Sea to do this one. As JJ, meanwhile, working his way through Wet Dry World 100. He's got some decent RNG from the start of it. And his movement's been pretty solid throughout. Let's see how his ending looks, though. This can always be a very just finicky part of the star.
Oh, Drogie. Heading back into CCM.
You know what? This is the way to do it. Okay.
Interesting choice.
I can get on board with this, honestly. Like, well, I mean, you go to the lobby again. It's not that much extra movement. I'm sure he's gonna exit. Well, no, he's probably not gonna exit course again. He's probably just gonna go right from this. Oh, JJ gonna have to grab the backup box now. That trip was a bit of a waste. And then diving
the
right off the
dive!
top there. Oh boy. Okay, he's still far enough up that it's worthwhile to go for this backup instead of having to do that horrendous triple jump wall kick backup. And so now, meanwhile,
as JJ is backing up.
Yeah, the most scuffed. Like I never thought I'd see CCM and the Wet Dry World on the same screen in the same race. Like it just. This looks like something went horribly wrong for Drogie, and it did, but he's not losing as much time as he could have.
Well, as you were saying, this is the right decision. I mean, sure, he could go for 2 extra stars upstairs. There's a couple of stars that you can go for. You got THI Reds, for instance. But you're going to the lobby anyway. You're just jaunting over to grab 2 stars in one go, so you're not having to enter the painting twice. And then you're just going straight upstairs. So now we're pretty much synced up on the star count. The only difference is JJ is going to be going into HMC, while Drogie essentially stays upstairs the whole time.
Yeah, that'll really be the big difference here. So yeah, Drogie is almost certainly in the lead at this point. Although, remember, of course, that the stars in HMC are very quick, and JJ hasn't touched that stage at all yet, whereas Drogie's completely done with it. Now, Drogie getting started on his own 100 coin. Nice double box break to start. Already saving a little chunk of time over JJ.
Nice movement so far with this 100 coins on Drogie's end. Those nice coin box, all falling in really unison in one spot.
Yeah, that would have been really clutch if Drogie would have gotten the speed kick strat he was looking for. You can speed kick triple so that your triple jump is what breaks the box, and then do your wall kick to actually catch the coins as they're falling. And so when you hit the ground, all you have to do is start running towards the next box that you have to push. And with that type of coin spray, that strat would have definitely saved him like a second or so, just from not having to wait at all for the coins to come down. So THI starting on up, and as much as we hate this stage, part of the reason is this first star can be very finicky for no good reason. And you can also die right here. JJ having to back up the second secret real quick, but luckily wasn't too close to dying there. For some reason, the side of that island there is just complete death plane. Like there's no real fence to keep you from just walking off the edge. And I think it's really the only situation that the game does that to you. So Drogie now, last star in Wet Dry World, or might be second last, not exactly sure about his star count here.
You know, Drogie, regardless of the mistake, he's been playing very, very well. A couple of minor mistakes after the routing change, but once he kind of figured out what he needed to do, he's been kind of just rocking and rolling in autopilot.
Yeah, he's been playing exceptionally well. Like, this is definitely reflective of someone whose mentality is like in a really good spot for like the mistakes that have been made. I think we're definitely seeing someone that's made a lot of mental gains since like the last race with Punk A, which is definitely really impressive to see within such a short time. I don't know if maybe the mistakes are less tilting because he's able to account for them so well in the first place, or like it is a genuine improvement, but even so, it's still good to see him be able to handle this well.
Well, and as long as he continues playing like this, really what he's doing right now is he's putting the fate into JJ's hands as long as he can play consistently, because he's already made the mistake of the route. So basically he's saying, okay, JJ, you know, if I'm going to play as consistently as I possibly can here on out, it's up to you to not make any mistakes. Into TTM now on JJ's side. Drogie, THI.
Drogie, overall, much cleaner secrets. As JJ has to take 2 wall kicks on the behind the waterfall star. Drogie with the slow get up though.
JJ one more time up the mountain. A little bit slow there. Landed a little bit low there with the what? Okay. A little bit low with the long jump. Taking a booty burn and choosing to take out the fly guy. Negating having to do the wall kick off the log.
I mean, it works. It loses time, but it works. And so the mountain has now been scaled. Check that one off the list. And JJ heads back in, probably for reds, but we'll see if he decides to take one of the other stars first. It's almost definitely going to be... Oh, it's mushroom. Nope, reds. Okay. A little bit of a fake out with that movement. You don't see many people do a straight Mario cam on that. The save, nice.
Very nice wall kick there. Knew that he was sliding off that and knew that he had enough space to wall kick off that second mushroom.
Oh, really clean movement through the maze here. Very nice. Fair enough. You'll skip your splits where the routing error would impact that. So one of the easiest examples is in basement. If you miss MIPS as you're approaching SSL, you'll just skip your SSL and LLL split and just pick up MIPS on your way to the fire sea door. It technically doesn't lose you any time, but because your SSL split would be inaccurate and your LLL split as well, like you would just delete both of those. But then you would continue with your DDD split because by then you're back on track with what you're wanting. The commentary is live, but the race is pre-recorded as we stated at the beginning. The Drogie now log wall kick, and it's good. Nice to see. Is JJ no breezeless attempt, just straight breeze.
Yeah, staying with the consistent strats, not even worrying about attempting those riskier ones.
Okay, JJ moving on to Snowman's Land. Drogie with log wall kick number 2. A little bit of an off angle, but it still works out. Just barely wall kicking. I'm having a little trouble with the triple up the slope, so just gonna take it slow with the kicks. Also having a double wall kick, but still making it work. As JJ picks up the whirl from the freezing pond star here.
All right, Drogie making his way over to those reds. Only the minor mistake that we saw there from JJ. We'll see how Drogie handles them. Nice rollout there.
Oh, but not getting the jump he wanted off the slope. You're wanting a long jump onto the edge of the slope there. But the triple jump's still able to pull it off. Nice side flip wall kick.
You know, two nice recoveries. Two nice recoveries from both these guys on that specific star.
And Drogie coming out with a nice little time save too.
You know, we've spoken about this before that we're not really sure where they're at. Drogie going for breezeless, and he gets it.
Nice. Yes, exclamation point schedule will show you the upcoming schedule. The next race after this will be Gainai versus Counterlogic Gaming's Cheese. All right, JJ with chill with the bully, the hardest star in the game. He's got him off the edge. Can he grab the star? It's close, but oh, barely misses it. Oh no, not like this. Pepe hands.
Now we've said it before that like it's not really clear where each of these guys are at in the run, just simply because of the route change from Drogie. But Considering that everything that's happened, I think it's going to be pretty close as we head into Tippy.
I think so as well. I mean, Drogie's going to be popping right out of SL over into Tippy. It's a slightly longer stage than HMC, but JJ, of course, does have to traverse all the way back up the stairs before he's able to get to Tippy. So I think it's going to be very comparable. But we'll have to see here. JJ is grabbing his really quick stars right now. So the star count is pretty much going to even out in just a moment here. Drogie getting a really weird dive there. I think he tried to jump dive and the ground like sucked him back down, or maybe he just only hit dive. That was really strange though. That's not really how I've seen the approach go most of the time on that star.
Interesting star order from Drogie. Typically, you see runners go for that freeze the bully last. JJ with the triple box jump. Very nice. And an early dive as well.
All right, nice. Drogie whirling from a freezing pond. Nice and clean. And it looks like he's just going to go for SL Reds as his extra star here. JJ landing Christmas Miracle. Very nice. Now, like I said earlier in the run, this is a star that is longer than any other in the 70 route, so this will take Drogie a little bit of time to complete.
Yeah, you kind of have to make your way around Snowman's Land. Around.
Never any real stopping, like you just go all the way around on a decently slow shell. It's a little quicker than Mario running, but not very. Hello, Golith.
Well, looks like Drogie is done here. We'll be heading up into Tippy, so he does have the lead as we make our way into the final section here.
All right, so JJ's only star is this RNG heavy boulder star, and of course the boulder's not quite playing nice, but he's definitely pretty close, within about 30 seconds or so. As Drogie goes for his first star in Rainbow Ride. Let's see how Lakitu Bounce goes. The turnaround setup here. And he does get the wall kick. The bounce is good. Very, very nice grab. Beautiful execution from Drogie.
Yeah, this has been his game since the route change. You know, again, just play consistent, put the ball into your opponent's court, let them make the mistakes, which is exactly what has happened. He lost the time from the route, but JJ making the mistakes and Drogie playing consistently. And it's a tight one still. Only a one-star difference between these two.
Drogie with really nice red execution, though. The Drogie train is showing no signs of slowing down. JJ, very nice, clean first try Lakitu bounce. He's not losing this one without a fight, that's for sure. Drogie with a beautiful left side tricky triangles. As JJ is going to be trying to match Drogie's Red's performance here. To add on real quick to that question about like other speedruns besides our main leagues, we do periodically have one-off events, so follow our Twitter account and other sorts of information for whenever those will occur. We typically announce those within a week in advance of when those events will occur. And like fairly recently, for instance, we had a crowd control OOT randomizer, as well as other live events like that.
Well, Drogie, again with the lead, heading into TCC, going for Toad early. And, oh no, tricky triangles. A little tricky here for JJ.
Oh, JJ doesn't really have the time. He's going to have to hit the switch again. The timing on this is very, very fast. It's one of the shortest timers out there. Okay, Drogie moving on in for 100 coin. This will be a big make or break point. If he's able to hit this, this will be the last huge obstacle of the run. Still a number of hurdles like coming after this, but this is certainly the biggest one for a little while. But very nice execution so far. Let's see this triple. This wall kick can be a little bit finicky. There we go, though. Nice movement up this section. Oh, missing a wall kick. That's fine, though. It's a little bit awkward backing this up since you're having to back away from the wall like that, but Drogie accounting very nicely with that extra wall kick on the front side. Oh, but getting invis walled, that's okay. You can move over just a little bit, and he's good to go. Nice.
Yeah, able to react to that invis wall very quickly, just leaning backwards with Mario to land on that platform just below.
We got JJ starting on his own 100 coin, having a little bit of a weird triple jump wall kick, but managing to still make it work with the ledge grab.
Really nice job there from Drogie on the wall kick.
And the double jump kick, very nicely done. JJ spending a little extra time on that side flip, but totally fine. Let's see how this movement in the cage goes. Using a different camera angle than Drogie and working out nicely for him.
Opting for that long jump wall kick.
And meanwhile, Drogie with some really clean reds. Nice triple jump at the start. And JJ's very glad that he grabbed that safety red at the beginning. Missed a couple coins due to just a really wide spray.
All right. 2-star lead for Drogie. Coming down to the last 4 stars here in TTC.
Oh, having to back up and take that beginner movement real quick. Smart decision, though.
Maybe just not happy with that angle.
Probably. Because it, like, as you can see there, your angle gets set by just a turn that you do while you're having to stand on that rotating platform. So you're just like turning Mario in a general direction and jumping when you feel like you've gotten far enough. And so sometimes what happens to Drogie can happen to you where you realize, wait, no, my angle isn't right because of how quickly I had to set it up. It's just another reason why time moving triples can be so difficult and finicky, is because like there's stuff you have to do even after you finally landed the triple.
Alright, Drogie making his way up one more time. Gonna get himself a hand.
Very clean.
No difficulty there at all.
Oh, JJ going for the side flip here, but still going to go for it as a backup. Very nice. And so now Drogie also time jumps. I think his side flip angle didn't get set right. Ooh, nice ledge grab skip there. Oh, but getting bonked on the edge there.
Yeah, just not able to get the rollout out.
Having to just do a quick backflip and just very awkward backup, but it did end up working out in the end, thankfully.
Well, 70 stars there on the right side of your screen. Going to be making his way up into bits now. Can potentially get a sub 50.
Yeah, 49 would be really nice with this race, especially with the reroute that he had to do.
Well, you're saying that with the reroute, right? It's interesting. Punkay, who is a consistency god, got a 49 earlier today. So if Drogie is able to pull it off, it'll show just how consistent he was through the latter part of this run.
Oh, the missed kick! Oh, if he would have just taken the ledge grab, he would have been on the platform, almost certainly. Just gonna go with the very easy breezy wood block strat here.
Yeah, 49 is pretty much out the window now. And not able to get the ledge grab there on the first platform. Playing it safe. Both these guys in bits now. If Drogie can get off these 3, he will take the win, but JJ closing in. Very nice. And the first one just barely making it, looks like. Second one will be wide right.
I think if he had more momentum, that might have worked, but it was certainly iffy even then. He's gonna be able to throw, very clean throw there. And that'll do it.
Wow.
Drogie finishing this one up with a very nice low 50.
Just a really amazing comeback there with the route change. Just playing consistently. A little far right there for JJ, so he'll be missing a throw as well. Pulling off the mid 50-27 there. But JJ going to be trying to grab some points here. Every 10 seconds he loses a point. Wide left that time.
Oh, man.
Looking to finish this up as quick as he can.
Okay, he's got that throw. Let's see how this next one goes here. And that's going to be it. All right. JJ not going to be too far behind, but yeah, this just goes to show, like, I mean, first off, this shows how important just general game knowledge and knowledge of alternate routes is. Like, it's already been said so many times that, like, knowing your backups is super important, but backup routes is honestly part of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, huge congrats both to Drogie for just, of course, having the gameplay seal to pull this one off, but also being able to think on his feet for that quick reroute.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'll be it for us here with Drogie versus JJ. Don't go anywhere, though. Stay tuned. We've got more 70-star league action coming up here in just a moment. But thank you so much for joining us. And Electric, as usual, thank you for joining me in the booth.
Oh, of course. It was my pleasure, dude. I always enjoy commenting with you. And yeah, stick around, folks. Guy Knight versus Cheese up next. Should be another exciting match. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
They are synced now. Do whatever. In the lead again.
Wow. Side for sure from Cheese. Okay, doing it. Move.